Om Shri Shri Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Patam Shankaram Loga Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhattarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punaham Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकार निरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः वशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदानै स्थिरजरनिकरव्याप्तिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पुनरभिधिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ्मायया भोजयन्नः माया संज्ञास्तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि यो विश्वात्मा विदिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगतगुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः We are seeing Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad along with its kārikā, and we are in the 18th verse in the third section of kārikā. Remember, kārikā is not apaurusham. What is meant by apaurusham? Something which is not created by the human being. Vedas and Upanishads are apaurusham. They are not man-made. They are not enumerated by a human. But kārikā is written by the Gaudapada Acharya. He wants to make it clear what is the intention of each and every verse of Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. And traditionally, we study Māṇḍūkya kārikā along with its Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad along with its Māṇḍūkya kārikā. So it is very relevant that one need to go through the kārikā when somebody is studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. Fine. We are in the third section of Māṇḍūkya kārikā, and we almost finished the 18th verse in that third section. I will read and I will go to the 19th verse. First I will read the 18th verse. Advaitam paramartho hi dvaitam tadveta uchyate tesham upayatha dvaitam tenayam na virudhyate. We are not against any of the visions followed by the dualist Dvaitina. Whenever I say Dvaitin, in this contemporary world, we have to think that any other religion apart from the Vedanta followers, this is called Dvaitam. Duality is being considered as the ultimate reality. Something other than me is existing, and it is the God, and I have to achieve this God by doing certain karma or rituals or meditations or any other sadhanas, means taking any other means. So Dvaitins have a strong belief in the idols, in the rituals, also in the other types of things also they are very much attracted towards those things, and they do that in order to accomplish the Lord, which is other than them, which is not true from the standpoint of Vedanta and Vedantins. What is the meaning of the verse? I already mentioned you by in the previous last weeks. Just I will go through the two sentences of the Bhashya, which we are going to conclude the 18th verse through these Bhashya sentences. He, Adi Shankara, quotes an example. Yatha matta gaja arudaha. I am riding on a rogue elephant. When you study Vedanta, you feel the fulfillness inside you. You don't feel any limitations inside you. You just having the power, having the braveness, courage, power. You just a extraordinary personality inside. You are just an extraordinary personality inside after studying Vedanta. Nobody can make you fear. That is why Adi Shankara says you are riding on a rogue elephant when you study Vedanta. You don't have any fear towards death or any other person living in the world. Somebody is poking you. Unmattam bhumishtam pradi. Somebody staying in the road, in the path, and you are riding on a rogue elephant. And he is maybe a drunken or he's a mad person. We have to see that all the dualist people and all the samsaris, one who believe the material world and the material world is being the goal for them, those people always irritate you, poke you. Intentionally, they will make you joke on you. They want you to say something with your tongue towards them, so that they will try to irritate you by some words. One of my Guruji who taught Vedanta used to say, you are doing something very relevant in your life. And they can't tolerate your growth in this path. And they can see the difference in you, how much you have matured by studying Vedanta. From their standpoint, their smallness is already going along with. They don't feel comfort. They just want to poke you because of the envy, because of their own immaturity and inferior complex. They just want to throw some stones like words and cow dung like words. They just want to irritate you. Dualist, material people, the people who are very much drowned in material world, and a dualist, the people who are religious, they believe in church, mosque, and temples and idols. They want you to they want you to become restless, but you are already completely serene and peace, and they don't tolerate that. So that here Adi Shankara used one single word in order to show their mindset. Mad person. Even though they are not mad, material people are highly successful in their business. Highly they are having their profession in their own way. They cheat people. They try to manipulate people by their words, and they make money and enjoy this world, so that they don't see the growth or maturity like you in them. That make them some smallness inside them. So they will try to poke you. And this provoking is done by these guys towards us who are Vedantins, who are serene and peace. That is why Shankara just use one word, mad person from the ground, a materialist, or the religious person, or a person who follow duality. They say towards you, Mam Pradi Gajam Vahaya. Please ride the elephant on me. Nothing will happen to me, because we are more powerful than you who is riding on a rogue elephant. Just provoking from their base to you. You are doing something very important, relevant in your life. They can't tolerate them. Your maturity, your growth, your serenity. And Mam Prati Gajam Vahaya Bruvanam Mabi, even they repeat a lot of times towards you. Na Vahayadi Tam Pradi. We won't ride towards them with a mad elephant, even though we feel some uncomfort with the words, we manage. We are riding on a rogue elephant. That elephant can do anything towards them. Still being patient, being tolerating those words, and also the maturity, we got, what we accomplished from the Vedantic words by the Guru, that the content inside that mad fellow and the content inside me, who is riding on a mad elephant, are one and the same. We are Brahman. Even though I see separately a body in the ground and who is provoking me by the words, I don't ride with an elephant on them, because aviroda buddhya. I don't have a separate idea on that person. I don't have any kind of hatredness towards that person. Avirodham, non-hatredness. I don't have any type of hatred towards that person, so that I will not ride the elephant even though he repeat lot of times, may you ride your elephant on me. Nothing will happen because I am the most powerful person. I am success in the material world. What you have achieved? You have a bag and some books. This is why Shankara wants to say this example. Tataha, therefore, Paramarthataha, Bahya Vidam Atma Eva. We are the Brahman, the one and only Brahman, which is pervading into every body. Whether he is ignorant, whether he is educated, whether he is matured, whether it is a slaughter, whether it is a preacher, whether it is a pilot, whether it is a captain of a ship, whether it is a student, whether it is a Vedantic student, whether it is a teacher, whoever it may be, the separation is only through the bodies. The content through each and every body is one and the same. That is why I don't see any separation, or I don't get provoked even though they say something uncultured words towards me. I don't have any reaction or any kind of hatredness inside my mind towards the people who throw wrong words towards me, because I know that Atman is being one and it is pervading through everybody. I don't have any hatredness towards Atman, which is myself, and I am pervading everyone. Tena ayam heduna asmat pakshaha na virudyate taihi. Because of this maturity of understanding the all-pervading Brahman in and through everywhere, every place, everything, every time same, Desha Kala Vastu Aparicheda Shunyam Paramatma. That maturity being there, I will not be against of any Dvaidin. I will not be against of any Vedantin. This is the complete meaning of this verse with the commentary. Now we will go to the next verse. Ajatasyeva bhavasya jatamichchandi vadinaha ajato hi amrudo bhavaha martyadam katameshyati. Ajatasyeva bhavasya jatamichchandi vadinaha ajado hi amrudo bhavaha martyatam katameshyati.
Dilip ji, we have one more
Ah,
verse.
huh?
We have one more
Before
verse.
one more
One,
words. Okay.
yes.
Yes, okay,
Maya,
we will
yeah.
go to 19. Sorry. Okay. So verse number 19. This is what I'm going to. I just skipped one verse and went to the 20. Okay. Mayaya vidyate hetat anyata ajam katanchana tattvadam vidyamanehi martyata mamrdam brajet. Once more I will read. Mayaya vidyate hyetat nanyatha ajam katanchana tattvado vidyamano hi martyata mamrutam braje. This is the 19th verse. I read the 20th words by skipping without knowing that. This is the meaning of the verse. I will introduce the meaning. Mayaya. Maya is to be understood as avidya. What is meant by avidya? Two ways we have to know. Not knowing is also called avidya. You don't know anything about an object. Avidya. You know something other than an object is also avidya. A wrong idea, a mistaken idea, a wrong information. We call it erroneous notion. This is also avidya. So, by two ways, we should know what is avidya or maya. It can also convert into darkness. In darkness, we won't be able to identify anything right in front of us. We won't be able to identify anything. In darkness, we can't identify ourselves, where we are, where I am stepping, anything. So, Maya is equal to avidya is equal to darkness. Any word you can take. Maya is the supreme power of Brahman. When it exposes, when it gets manifested, the things are multifluous. It's not very easy to understand what is going on. Achintya rachana srishtihi. Unimaginable the creation is. How the stars are created, how the sun is created, how myself, the body, which has 2,206 bones in a row, which are arranged, one heart, lot of nerves, a brain, how the arrangement is done. That is why extraordinary the creation is. Why? That power is called the Maya. You cannot imagine. In the human mind, it is not possible what we see in the creation. Even in a leaf, how much nerves you will see. Who arranged everything? Who arranged the pattern of color in the tail of a cock, tail of a peacock, in the feathers of a bird? Who arranged this color pattern? It's amazing. That is why it's called Maya. You cannot imagine how it is created. In a white screen, you come across different things in the form of movie. How it happens, it's amazing. Because of the technology, you can say a lot of things. Still, it is amazing. That is called Maya, the supreme power of this ultimate Brahman. And it is also called avidya. When it comes outside, it is called avidya. The projection of the ultimate reality, avidya. So here, dualist, a Dvaidin, his conception regarding the world and the reality is being taught here. What is taught here? Ajam, we will start with that word ajam. Something which is not having birth, birthless. Myself, the reality is birthless. Ajam. I don't have birth. My body has a date of birth and a birthday. I don't have birth. I am birthless. I am the Brahman which is birthless. Due to my mistaken ideas and my impressions which I have done in the previous life, we call it Sanskrit called vasanas. The impressions which I have inside my mind to do what I have done in the previous life. The tendency to do the same thing every day. All these things put together and I took a body. But in reality, Brahman never modified into a body, which we will see through the classes given by the traditional teacher. One time listening this sentence will not get any idea. Brahman is not modified into a body. Brahman stays as it is without getting modified. It is Nityam. And it is Ajam, birthless. From this sentence, we take birthless Brahman seems to be different names and forms. Differentiated. Verily differentiated by different names and forms. Sun, stars, moon, oceans, living beings, trees, even inert things like stones, mountains, 5 elements. All these things are right in front of me and I can perceive them. When I perceive them, I accept myself. Brahman is divided, separated, or being itself modified into different names and forms, which is a wrong idea. As long as you don't study the scriptures under a traditional person, you will be living a life with these all mistaken ideas. Mistaken ideas are like this. I have a lot of things around me and they are true. And God is also there sitting in heaven, which is also true. In reality, the birthless Brahman never got converted into another names and forms or different names and forms. Due to illusion, the Maya, the mysterious power, Mayaya vidyate hedad. Indeed, he, edad, this birthless, eternal, limitless Brahman seems to be modified, converted into different names and forms in the form of creation is only through the mysterious power of Maya. It can only differentiated, it can only be converted, not really, but through a magical power called Maya. If you see different names and forms in the world, it is only due to the misunderstanding, avidya, due to the mysterious power, avidya. Not any other way. In real, there is no separation, division, in different names and forms. Shankara is going to give a classic example of seeing different moons by a person who is having defects in the eyes. When you have a defect in your eyes, you see one person into two or three. Similarly, when we have a defect in our perception by birth, not in the physical eyes, by the conviction about the world and the reality, if we have any other defect other than this, that is physical defect. I'm talking about the misunderstanding or not understanding about the reality by birth. Then we take ourselves. What we take ourselves? This world is filled with different names and forms. Duality is accepted only through the mysterious power, what we call Maya, Avidya, or the illusion. Anything. An object is not understood properly, that object is misunderstood by me. The stock example, snake is being identified on a rope without knowing the rope. A snake is superimposed on the rope when you don't have the idea of the rope. Similarly, I take myself as a body, and a lot of bodies are there around me in the form of human beings, birds, animals, mountains, stones, stars, sun, etc., etc., only through not knowing the real knowledge about the reality. Mayaya eva, indeed the illusional power is the only way to assimilate oneself that there is duality in the world. Or the Brahman became lot of names and forms in the world. No other way. No other way. Because of Maya, not knowing something in real and taking other than what it is, these two ways make me deluded in the path of reality, truth. I misunderstand myself. And it is told like this, Tattvado Vidyamanehi. If it is so, if the Brahman is, if the Brahman is not Ajam, having the birth like a human body, or it converted into a human body. Suppose we imagine Tattvada, in reality, a birthless Brahman took a form called human body and it took a birth. Imagine. Then it loses in its own nature. It has a nature which is birthless, and if it takes a body, it loses its own nature. It will get death in the life. Martyadam vrajet. It will become mortal from the real nature of immortality. Actually, the Brahman is immortal, and immortality, its indigenous nature. But if we imagine or if we assume that it has taken different names and forms one time in a particular time, and it will succumb or get into death, If we think like that, it will lose its own nature. Immortal Brahman will become mortal Brahman. A fallacy will make the Brahman mortal. It is not possible. The fire will not lose its nature of heat and shining at any point of time. Even if you imagine fire is cold, fire never lose its nature at any point of time. Similarly, even if we imagine that I took a human body and I will die, the Brahman will not converted into any name and form which have a date of birth and date of death. It will never lose its immortality. So, the idea is only a fallacy, erroneous notion. One need to wipe out that idea that I am mortal. I will die after a period of time. This idea should be taken. Cut it off. This is what the intention of this verse. So you will become more secure in your life. When you have the power that you don't die anymore in this world, that conviction will make you more strong and more secure. Anybody can make you shame. Anybody can condemn you. Anybody can humiliate you. Still, you know that I am not a human body. I am the Brahman which is immortal, which is birthless. Why should I worry some words which are thrown by the person? I am totally secure at any point of time. That is why this verse is important from the standpoint of Brahman, the reality. What is the meaning? Again, I will repeat. Mayaya vidyadehi edad. Only through the illusion, any birthless Brahman or any birthless entity can be divided into so many names and forms. There is no other way. Imagination can only make the reality into many names and forms. Tatvadaha, by logic, Vidyamanehi, if you make it into different names and forms, Martyada Mamridam Braje, it cannot be eternal, or it become mortal from the nature of immortality. That no way of immortal Brahman getting different names and forms in the creation and becoming mortal. This is the idea. Now we will go through the Bhashya, what is told by Shankaracharya. Dvaidam Advaita Vedaha idi ukte Dvaidamavi Advaitavad Paramartha Sadidi Syat. Dvaidam, the duality, is the karya, is the product of Advaitam, Brahman. When the cause is immortal, so too the product will also become immortal. All the features also will be there. Dvaidamabi Advaitavad Paramartha, it will become real. Duality will also considered as real, which is not possible. We don't want the duality to be considered as the ultimate reality. Even if you think that, believe that, Dvaidam, the duality is the product of Advaitam. it will bring certain defects in our beliefs. What is that? Duality will also become the ultimate reality, which is not needed. So, kasyajid ashankya aha. In order to ward off this issue, in order to take away this misunderstanding, this bhashya is told like this. Yed paramartha sad advaitam mayaya vidyadehi ed. The reality can only divided or converted into different names and forms only through the illusion, superimposition, imagination, the mysterious power, Maya. I hope so you don't have any doubt that mysterious power exists in the world. I just want to make it sure that. We already discussed this matter. Maya is the cause for my misunderstanding and how I can identify the Maya. Maya is a mysterious power. And the two way it works in one's own mind, in two ways. One is that it covers the entire object, hiding the entire object. And it projects something other than the real object. Like the rope is being covered and snake is being projected. Even though there is no externally a snake on the rope, my mind, which is already experienced a snake idea through a movie or from the listening of my friend, or I have seen directly a snake in the zoo or some in the forest, somewhere in the forest, that snake idea exists here. That idea is projected on the rope. Rope is being concealed. And it is now not understood by my physical eyes. And I project the snake idea towards the rope. Then I identify the rope as a snake. This is called erroneous notion. This is how Maya works. This is how the mysterious power have done the job in our life. Does the job in our life. I myself take as a human body because I am not informed by any traditional teacher that you are other than human body. Thus, I myself consider I am a human body. Maya works like this. First of all, the Brahman is being concealed, completely covered. How? It is already formless. Something, even though it is obvious everywhere, it is all pervading, but it is formless. Something formless is subject to misunderstanding. Definitely, we consider something other than that. Formless Brahman, being the locus of everything in the creation, I can only see anything with my eyes, and I don't know something existing with the formless. It can only understood by the teaching of Guruji. A traditional teacher should handle this subject properly. Then only the person can understand in a real way. So that right from the beginning of my birth, A formless Brahman, even though exists in the form of consciousness, I myself misunderstand as a human body. The hiding is already done due to the formless Brahman, due to the formless, the projection already coming out at once. Because by my physical eyes, I experience the world and people. So the duality is accepted in my mind as true. So that names and forms are true for me because I experience by my physical eyes. And it's a means of knowledge to do the empirical activities in the world. Without eyes, you cannot move one step forward. Even if you move forward, if it is a wrong step, you may lose your life. Eyes are means of valid knowledge. Without eyes, I cannot identify who are there right in front of me without their noise. So that is why eyes have a crucial role identifying the world, creation, and names and forms. But eyes have no role in the formless Brahman. Formless Brahman cannot be identified with a physical eye because, like the means of knowledge, eyes are means of knowledge. Similarly, in order to identify the Brahman, you should have another valid means of knowledge. Eyes are incapable to reveal the formless Brahman. Any valid means of knowledge like pratyaksham, anumanam, upamanam, arthapatti, anupalabdhi. These five valid means of knowledge in the empirical world, which we use to identify the things and to do our empirical duties, they are incapable. They are not having the capacity to reveal Brahman. Only they can reveal something other than what I am. I myself cannot see my eyes. I can see all other things in the world. I myself cannot sit in my shoulder. I can keep a baby or a person in my shoulder. So myself, I cannot identify who am I, but I can identify all the things around me. A mango tree is there right in front of me in the park. A baby and the mother is right in front of me. Some delicious food is there right in front of me. All these things I can identify. The point is, I myself, I cannot identify who am I without the help or support of a traditional teacher. That is why Shastram, Guru, and Shravanam are the prime factors of identifying oneself. Shastram, the scriptures are the eyes in order to reveal Brahman. No other pramana can reveal Brahman. Scriptures are the eyes to reveal Brahman. No other way to identify oneself. Another thing, just scriptures cannot reveal the things coming towards you. The scriptures will become a live form in the form of Guru. Guru is the embodiment of scriptures. The scriptures become live through the words of a Guru, traditional teacher. That is why we have so much respect towards the traditional teachers. Their age, their health, their body. We don't consider their teaching become the prime factor to respect them. We don't consider any other things in the world. We only bow our head only in front of traditional teachers. No other things cannot make me so much sincere. Traditional teacher is the prime factor. We don't need to give any respect, in fact, in the world. If you are so much adamant with your ego, but a traditional teacher, in front of a traditional teacher, you have to lose all your ego, because that person is guiding you towards the reality in the form of scriptures having eyes, nose, ears, and really speaking, it's a walking scriptures. So, Guru will play the role, scriptures will play the role, and also Shravanam, listening. This role I have to take myself. The world will not come towards you intentionally to make you liberated. Your all issues are due to misunderstanding. In order to correct the misunderstanding, I should know the right knowledge from the traditional teacher. So I have to listen. Uttama adhikarinam shravanameva sadhanam. For the first group of people, Uttama adhikari, brilliant, qualified people, they only need to do is Shravanam, listening the scriptures properly for a length of time. Thus, Shankara says here, what he told, only through Maya, the mysterious power, not knowing what is really you are, not knowing the secrets behind the creation, then you will consider yourself the duality exists in the world. Mayaya vidyadehi edad. Only through the misidentification, only through the superimposition, only through the misideas, I myself take, I am a human body, and so much human bodies are there, animals are there, birds are there in this creation. That is why Mayaya vidyadehi edad. Only through Maya, everything becomes many. Everything becomes existing, even though they don't exist in the world. Because of the illusional power, it seems to be different names and forms. It never existed at any point of time. How? He gives a proper example, which you will see in the next class. Okay, just I will read. Taimarika Aneka Chandravad Rajju Sarpa Dharadibhi Vedaihi Iva Na Paramarthataha Niravayavatvad Atmanaha. Like the moon is perceived by a defective eyes, like the rope is perceived by a person who don't have the idea that rope exists there, he considered as a snake. Really, partless Brahman, formless Brahman cannot become different names and forms what we perceive with our human eyes. We will look into it. A beautiful subject. Next class, we will see. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobhramanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Darbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।